Okay, so let's get into this story. It's all about the crushing depths of the ocean, the sterile, fluorescent-lit world of corporate bureaucracy, and what happens when those two things collide right at the edge of what we think we know.
Right from the jump, the story throws us into a world that is literally beyond words. It's a place of such immense pressure and deep mystery that even the most seasoned expert has just given up on trying to explain it. And that is the perfect setup for a discovery that's going to challenge every category we have.
And this is where we meet Maren Solveig, a deep-sea submersible pilot. And look, to give you an idea of her experience, she has spent the equivalent of 6 full years of her life below 1,000 meters. So she's not just a tourist down there, this world is a part of her. And it's at this depth, 4,016 meters down, that she finds something that just shouldn't be there.
Now, her job, at least on paper, is pretty straightforward. She drives the submersible, the Constantine, for some massive, faceless corporation, and she surveys the ocean floor. Her whole task is to find and log things that suggest there are valuable resources down there, cramming everything she sees into a very rigid, predefined system.
But then, the system breaks. She comes across this structure, and it's not geological. It's not biological in any way she recognizes. It looks intentional. And her survey form, with its 47 little boxes for all of reality, it's got nothing for this. She's found something the system was literally never designed to even see. So Maren's report on this totally unclassifiable object starts its long, slow journey up from the crushing pressure of the deep sea and into the shadowless, sterile, air-conditioned world of the corporate machine. And wow, what a machine it is. The company she works for is just a masterclass in how to be opaque. It's this insane labyrinth of subsidiaries and holding companies, all designed to be untraceable. And the trail ends with a florist in Luxembourg. I mean, you can't make this up. It just brilliantly shows you the system isn't just complicated. It's built to hide who's actually in charge. Back on the surface, Maren's report is met with exactly this kind of bureaucratic inertia. Her manager, Frederick Lund, he's not interested in the anomaly. He only cares about how her report fits or, doesn't fit the existing plan. The system, you see, isn't built to handle something truly new. It's built to manage stuff that already fits neatly in the boxes. And this slide just nails the central conflict of the story. On the left, you've got Maren's world, the raw, physical reality of the deep ocean, the direct experience of seeing something you can't classify. And then on the right, you have the company's world, a place with no shadows, just clean summaries, where anything that doesn't fit is just brushed off as acceptable variance. But Maren's report, this piece of data that doesn't fit anywhere, it happens to land on the desk of someone who's also been noticing the things that don't fit. His name is Peter Voss, a deputy director who, it turns out, has been secretly keeping his own record of reality. For 9 years, Voss has been collecting these actual things. He squirrels away the little details that get lost in the summaries, the tiny inconsistencies that get dismissed as acceptable variance. He's basically been keeping a parallel record of all the times the company's map just didn't match the territory. And through Voss, this is where the story just blows wide open. Maren's discovery, it's not a one-off. By digging through archives, he uncovers this hidden pattern of 19 similar anomalies, stretching back over 60 years, scattered across 4 ocean basins and dozens of different institutions. No one ever connected the dots because the data was always kept separate. Now, Voss knows Maren's report is different, especially after he pulls the raw video from her dive and sees her do something really extraordinary. She leaves her personal notebook at the site. He realizes he has to step outside the system and talk to her. Directly. So they meet in a dimly lit bar, a universe away from the company's sterile offices. And Voss reveals his secret. This is the moment. This is when the two parallel records, Maren's direct physical experience and Voss's hidden archive of data, finally converge. They realize they aren't alone in their doubt. And right here, Voss makes a life-changing decision. He's done being a manager of summaries. He decides to get recertified, get back in a sub, and go down to see this actual thing for himself. He's choosing to leave his world and enter Maren's. So weeks later, Maren and Vossa go down together. But this is not just another survey mission. They are going down not just to look, but to engage, to ask a direct question of whatever this thing is. And they don't go empty-handed. They bring, well, You could call them offerings, objects that are just loaded with personal meaning. Marin's notebook, a record of her mind. Vaz's rock, a 380 million-year-old piece of Earth's own history. And finally, a sealed envelope with a question inside. They place them all by a seam on the structure that looks, for all the world, like a door. And this is the question they leave. They're admitting they know nothing. They're shifting from the cold, corporate language of their employer to a language of genuine curiosity. They are moving from observation to communication. And so, they wait. In the absolute silence and crushing pressure of the deep sea, they just attend to the formation, matching its ancient patience with their own, just waiting for any sign at all. Then, a response, and it is so subtle, a tiny localized heat shift of just 0.3 degrees Celsius registered only on the face of the formation. It's exactly the kind of data point the company would have written off as acceptable variance, but down here, it means everything. And then something more. The sediment on the ocean floor starts to shift. It doesn't even touch their objects, but it moves in this deliberate, radial pattern that extends out from the seam. This isn't a random current. It's a physical response, an acknowledgement, radiating from the door itself. This final line just reframes everything. For over 60 years, across 19 documented encounters, humanity has shown up, been confused by something it couldn't categorize, and then just left. We have been the ones ascending every single time. But this thing, this patient, attentive presence, it has remained. It hasn't gone anywhere. And now, for the very first time, someone is finally staying to listen.